Hey everybody, how's it going? Extreme Trends here. Superheroes are fictional people we aspire to be like. Some have compared the stories of Superman and Batman to be like the modern day Greek mythologists. Though people don't normally have powers like the ones we see in comic books, there are people out there who have actually gained remarkable powers through mysterious events. So let's have a look at 10 people who got superpowers after discoveries. Number 10, Ma Zhanggang. This man is someone who has the power to light up the lives and light bulbs of people that he meets. A lot of people all over the world want to power the harness of electricity, but to them it's all just a realm of fiction except for this man. One day, Chinese resident Ma Zhanggang was working on fixing his television set when he came into contact with a live electricity wire, expecting to be shocked, but he was surprised when nothing happened to him at all. Finding this incident rather odd, he went to a physician in his area where he was diagnosed with an extremely rare skin condition which causes his skin to remain incredibly dry at all times. This also allows him to store electricity in his skin for long periods of times and expel it whenever he needs to. He has gone as far as to light a light bulb just by holding it in his hands. Unlike other comic book personalities who share the same traits, he uses his power to provide electric massages to people in the form of electrotherapy. So at least we know he's using his powers for good. Number 9, Tai Nok. With the modern day life of university students who want to do all of their work before the due date or just stay up all night binge watching their favorite YouTube videos or TV shows, this power is certainly something we would all want to have. Tai Nok, a Vietnamese farmer, fell ill one day and was rushed to intensive care in the emergency room. After his recovery from the illness, Tai found that he no longer felt the need to sleep, nor did he feel the slightest bit tired. Tai Nok has claimed to have not needed to sleep for over 43 years, and over that course of time he was studied by a number of different scientists and even filmed to monitor how the sleeplessness affected him. People have even come forward to debunk his claims of not needing to sleep, to no success. As it turns out, Tai suffers from a rare sleeplessness disorder and is one of the few people in the world who actually has it. Tai even goes as far to say that his productivity has doubled as a result of not needing sleep and that he does not miss it at all. Number 8, Wim Hof. We all know about superheroes who can brave strong and severe climate conditions such as extreme heat, strong winds, and even the freezing cold. This guy here can do exactly that and survive in the coldest of conditions. Dubbed as the Iceman, Wim Hof claimed to have studied the meditation pattern and style of monks and used it to develop his own meditation style, which he uses to increase his body heat and survive in the harshest of cold conditions. In fact, some say that he is in fact immune to feeling cold. Wim Hof, using his new developed technique, actually ran the marathon without drinking water and climbed Mount Everest while wearing shorts. He even baffled a number of people by remaining submerged in ice for over 2 hours. Needless to say, the sheer scale of this man's power makes him a very special person. Number 7, Benedetto Supino. One of the most powerful superpowers in comic book and television history is the ability to shoot flames. We all sometimes wish we could become firebenders, but it's just something out of most people's grasp. Well, that is except for Benedetto Supino. One day, the young Italian boy was sitting in the dentist's office reading a comic book when the comic book suddenly caught on fire. The young boy was shocked, and when he tried to tell his parents it happened while he was looking at the book, no one seemed to believe him. As he went on with his life, things around him would continuously catch on fire. Books, furniture, and clothes around him would always become scuffed with fire marks. The crowning incident was when his uncle was holding a toy for him and it burst into flames while he was looking at it. After struggling with his pyrokinetic powers, his family finally took him to a therapist who was able to help Benedetto control his powers and stop setting fires to things around him. Number 6, Nikolai Krylyachenko. For those who don't know him, Magneto is one of the most powerful supervillains of all time, and he's always in battle for the #1 villain spot alongside the Joker from the Batman comics. Magneto's power is unparalleled, and the ability to control metal at will and even fly is something a number of us would all love to have. This next person on our list, however, was able to get a taste of what Magneto's powers is like. Nikolai is a Russian teen who one day while coming home from school stopped near near a lamppost that was not grounded properly. This caused the young boy to be knocked back by an electrical shock. He was found and taken home to rest, and when he woke up, he found that there were spoons and coins attached to his back. He then went on to check how much he could actually attach to his body and came to the conclusion that he was now magnetic. However, there are people who claim that Nikolai is not magnetic, but rather just has a very sticky skin. I guess we'll never really know, and we'll have to leave that for them to figure it out. Number 5, Adrian Rayner. Now, this doesn't happen very often, but it's something that has got to be asked. How often have you received a diagnosis so wrong that no one knew until something worse happened to you? Well, Adrian Rayner was an Australian man who was diagnosed with dwarfism and had his growth stunned at just less than 4 feet tall. Years passed, and at the age of 21, Adrian was diagnosed with having a benign tumor in his body. The weird part was that after discovering the tumor, Adrian began to grow in size and continued to do so until he reached an extraordinary height of 7 feet 1 inch tall. It was at this time it was considered the right time to remove the tumor from Adrian's body, and the surgery went off without a hitch as the tumor was successfully removed with no negative side effects. However, his growth didn't stop there, as he continued to grow and reach a height of 7 feet 8 inches tall at the time. Adrian is the first person to be diagnosed with both dwarfism and to be classified as a giant. Number 4, Orlando Cyril. We all know who Batman is, but what we don't know is that he has a very colourful roster of supervillains. This also includes people like Killer Croc, a giant alligator who lives in the sewers, and the little known Calendar Man. Calendar Man in particular is known for remembering a number of dates and special events that took place in those days, while also committing crime around the information. I mentioned this because the next person on our list, Orlando Cyril, shares similar powers. One day while playing baseball, he was hit on the side of his head with a ball, and although it should have hurt, he claims that he had not felt any pain and continued playing. Later though, he began to experience a severe case of headache, so much so that he had to be taken to the hospital. There he realized that he was able to pinpoint the exact date he received the injury and even describe the weather perfectly. He can even tell you that the Declaration of Independence was signed on a Thursday, for example. Not only that, but he could also recall any event in his life with perfect clarity. Definitely a great superpower to have, especially when you're given a test. Number 3, Franco Magnani. This is certainly a superpower that we would all be very happy to have. Franco Magnani was rushed to the hospital in an emergency one day because he felt seriously ill. He felt so ill that he was continuously getting seizures in his brain and was moved to the intensive care unit for better care as a result. When he came through from the seizures, he began to realize that he had gained some serious powers from the illness. He began making paintings with incredible accuracy and skill. He even painted a scene from his childhood village in Italy as perfect as a picture. When questioned about the accuracy of the painting, Franco revealed that he had not visited his childhood village in almost 20 years, making the detail put into the paintings even more fascinating. It has been speculated by the doctors who took care of him that it is possible the disease that gave him multiple seizures opened up a part of his brain that is now making his memories appear more like crystal clear images in his mind. There are samples of his work compared to real-life sceneries available for everyone to view online. Number 2, Radhakrishnan Velu. We have all heard about a number of people who can perform great things through discipline of meditation, but we rarely see such an extravagant display of what it can do. Radhakrishnan, a man from India, claimed he had gained his superpower strength through the practice of meditation and discipline. He believes that people all over the world have lots of hidden potential in them that can only be awoken through the practice of meditation. In fact, Radhakrishnan holds a Guinness World Record for pulling 328 tons of metal over 9 feet of tracks. He did this by pulling on a steel cable using his teeth. The sight was incredibly baffling for all people who were there in the area, and was even given the name King Tooth for his strong teeth and abilities. Now that's a pretty cool name for a real life superhero. Number 1, Jason Padet. Now I'm sure a lot of us really hated math while we were growing up. We would sit in the classrooms and look at the equations and formulas and wish we were anywhere else doing anything else apart from math. The same was the case for Jason Padet, a local jock who loved to party with his college friends. One night when he was out on a party run from bar to bar, he got in a little bit of fight with some people, which resulted in him being seriously beaten up to the point of a concussion. He was taken to the hospital and was provided medical medical attention immediately. When he woke up, he realized he was feeling smarter. Specifically, he was smarter than he was before and could even be considered a genius. He describes this change as now being able to see numbers and angles all around him. Now he has become an expert in physics, maths, and calculus, so much so that mathematicians have even appreciated his contributions to the field after the concussion. So that has been 10 people who gained superpowers after discoveries. If you did enjoy the video or found it interesting, then why not go check out one of our other videos by clicking a video on screen now. Before you do that though, as always, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you do not miss a single upload. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll speak to you in the next video. Or just stay up all night binge watching their favorite YouTube videos or TV shows. This power is certainly something we would all want to have. Thai Nog, a Vietnamese farmer, fell ill one day and was rushed to intensive care in the emergency room. After his recovery from the illness, Thai found that he no longer felt the need to sleep, nor did he feel the slightest bit tired. Thai Nog has claimed to have not needed to— Hey everybody, how's it going? Extreme Trends here. Superheroes are fictional people we aspire to be like. Some have compared the stories of Superman and Batman to be like the modern day Greek mythologists. Though people don't normally have powers like the ones we see in comic books, there are people out there who have actually gained remarkable powers through mysterious events. So let's have a look at 10 people who got superpowers after a live electricity wire, expecting to be shocked, but he was surprised when nothing happened to him at all. Finding this incident rather odd, he went to a physician in his area where he was diagnosed with an extremely rare skin condition which causes his skin to remain incredibly dry at all times. This also allows him to store electricity in his skin for long periods of times and expel it whenever he needs to. Discoveries. Number 10, Ma Zhanggang. This man is someone who has the power to light up the lives and light bulbs of people that he meets. A lot of people all over the world want to power the harness of electricity, but to them it's all just a realm of fiction except for this man. One day, Chinese resident Ma Zhanggang was working on fixing his television set when he came into contact with it too. He has gone as far as to light a light bulb just by holding it in his hands. Unlike other comic book personalities who share the same traits, he uses his power to provide electric massages to people in the form of electrotherapy. So at least we know he's using his powers for good. Number 9, Thai Nog. With the modern day life of university students who want to do all of their work before the due date,